Hey guys, how's it going? Hamish here, and today we have some F1 2015 news, we have some of my thoughts, and just some general F1 stuff really, all to do with F1 2015. The game Codemasters are releasing on the 10th of July this year. So it's about not even a month away now, it's about 3 weeks away. And I'm quite excited for it. I generally think it's going to be the best F1 game they've ever made. It's looking really good. I mean, we'll be able to see some McLaren Honda gameplay as Fernando Alonso here. And although the driving is awful, the AI don't seem to be horrific off the start. Talking about horrific, his driving is really poor. So I do apologise. We can't tell anything from handling from what we've seen. More so in the next bit of gameplay video I've got, but not in this one. So yeah, the AI don't seem to be too bad off the start. Now, I think he's got on a very easy difficulty. So we don't know what the AI level are on. Maybe he's got on professional or something like that, because they look pretty slow, so that's something to bear in mind. Graphically, the game looks far improved. You can see just from, if you look on the left and the right of the track and the grandstands, you can see the amount of extra detail there is. You especially notice this around tracks like Monaco, where on F1 2014 the hills in the distance, they used to be a little bit faded out. They were there and you could clearly see them, but they're faded out. On the F1 2015 game, they're very crisp. There's a lot more of them, so there's a lot more texturing mapping and stuff. And none of the tracks have been laser scanned, but if this game looks half as good as Dirt Rally, then I think we're going to be in for a bit of a treat graphically. This is Circuit of the Americas, of course. I apologise for the sort of lines on the screen. They all do it on like consoles and all that kind of stuff because they don't want people to be able to record it and then upload it. Record it as in record it off the screen. They don't want people doing that, so that's why you've got all this kind of screen. You just got the screen with some lines in it and stuff, but still, the game still looks really good. At the moment, we can only see the track map of the HUD. But in the next gameplay video, you'll be able to see the full HUD because he's driving the T-Cam, which I suspect a lot of you will use the T-Cam. But I do quite like the cockpit cam. It looks a little bit more raised from what it has been previously. You can see in the mirrors, you can see a lot more of the car. It looks a lot nicer actually, but the mirrors you get an awful lot more detail, and it's only actually when you get quite far away when things start to disappear out of the mirrors, and that's only things like lampposts and stuff, things like bridges, they'll stay in the picture, which is really good to see. I can't wait to put this on the PC and just see what it looks like on its full potential, because they're going to have to do some slight graphic optimizations, or at least graphic changes for it to run on the PC nicely, and I'm sure they will do. You can just see all the crowds, all the flags. It has a lot more atmosphere to it, which is what I think they wanted to try and do. F1 2010, in my opinion, was the last good F1 game, and that was 5 years ago. So the fact in 5 years that they haven't sorry for that. In fact, in 5 years, I haven't really been able to, I don't know, bring out the game is a little bit disappointing, I suppose you'd say, because you were able to do interviews and all that kind of stuff. Well, in this game, it has a totally new set of features. So, the first big feature would be the F1 2014 fully playable championship. It has a F1 2015 and the F1 2014 championship. The reason they've done that is because of live updates. You'll notice there's only 18 cars on the grid, That's because Man and Marussia aren't in the gameplay, because they weren't in the first race. So that means that they've had to, FOM, the people who do all the licensing, didn't actually let them put them in the game. So they have actually given you the option to do the 2014 championship, which could be very good fun. I suspect most people will jump into the 2015 championship, but it may be for things like league racing and stuff. The 2014 one is more beneficial. I just hope they improve the handling models and all that sort of stuff for the 2014 championship. I really do. Maybe you won't even have the option to do the 2014 championship online. So that'll be something to look out for. There's a brand new game engine. I think it's their Ego 4 or something like that. And they say they've built it from the ground up. We'll find out very quickly whether it is from the ground up. On release. However, even if it isn't, not that is necessarily a bad thing, because they had a good base game. It's just there was nothing to it. It was just like, it's like R Factor or iRacing. There's only really, well, no, even it's not. No, it's a little bit worse than R Factor or iRacing, I suppose. But you only had one game mode people really played. That was either online or two, maybe online or career. There's nothing else to the game. It was all very boring. So there's nothing stand out. There's nothing to immerse you into the game, which I think they're going to be able to do here, which I can't wait. You can see here, this guy's in Brazil. He's already taken you through some of the menus and stuff. And here's a glimpse of what the driver lineup is going to look like. You can see it has all the pictures, but around about now, I think, you can see it shows you the top 10, and it shows you all their sort of driver avatars. Now, they actually look like in-game avatars. They don't look like real life. And maybe you'd have to take a second glimpse if you didn't realise they're all what they look like in the game. Of course, again, because of licensing, but I think that is really very cool. You can see the sort of on the grid, the camera crew. That's a really cool feature. Also, I believe different teams will have a different set of characters, like engineers, not necessarily different voices or anything like that, but different characters. I believe last time there's a few different faces. Anyway, you can see the HUD now. I think it looks really good. I like the fact that you've got like little yellow dots for yellow flags, and I like the fact that the speedometer. Oh right, no, I thought this guy was playing in TCAM. He isn't. I just like it. You can see the DRS detection point, and as soon as we get around this corner, there's a little green bar that shows you that activation point, which I think is really cool. And just by looking at this gameplay, it looks like the steering's a lot stronger, or the force feedback is a lot stronger, which is really good. In a minute, I'm going to actually pause because we've actually got the first F1 2015 sounds. Now, it's fairly poor because it hasn't been just recorded straight from the sort of console, but it gives you a good enough idea on what the game might sound like. But I will pause at some point. Other features though in the F1 game, podiums. I can't wait for podiums. They're gonna do a proper TV style podium, which I can't wait for. Maybe they'll even ask you questions. We have no idea until the first time people like Arava and Ben pick up the game and give it a go. We've got, again, things like sitting on the grid with your people around you, so much more immersive, so much nicer. And you'll be able to see out the screenshots at the end, there's quite a lot of people and stuff going on in the grid. It's not just like, it's just your characters. If they give you the option to look around, you'll see all the other teams as well, which I can't wait for. The setups, you can apparently change tyre pressures. That's something, at least on the PC, we've been pretty used to from other games like iRacing and Assetto Corsa. Have a recent release of Project Cars means console gamers will have a good idea on what that kind of stuff will do as well. So yeah, there's just an awful lot. I'm being wary because I don't want to talk over a bit where you've got some nice sound of the game. It sounds pretty good though. So I'm actually going to let you guys listen to that sound about now. So there you go, that has been the sound of the F1 2015, I think I've been saying 2014, of the F1 2014 gameplay. I think it sounds really rather nice. I think I said F1 2014 again. I've been too used to saying it. It's F1 2015 of course though. This guy isn't he's not the best driver, to be honest. A 123.4 is not exactly going to set the world alight. However, to be fair to him, it isn't that wet, and it's also the best gameplay I think we've seen of F1 2014. He's tried to give people what they want to see, a bit more of the menus and stuff like that, which I think is really important. And I think he's the kind of person who probably will end up buying this game, by the looks of it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. He's a little bit like me on the wheel, really rather shit. However, I am actually going to be playing this game on the wheel, so I'm quite excited, because now force feedback to me is now a big deal. It's going to be, hopefully quite exciting. He's also hopefully going to show us all the end graphics as well. I haven't actually seen the full of this video in full yet. I've seen about 3/4 of it. Hopefully he's going to show us the end graphics as well. He does win, not by huge amounts. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the AI difficulty is. Maybe he selected it at the beginning, but I didn't actually look out. Again, these graphics are so much nicer. The rain on the car looks so much nicer. I really like the little arrows show you if you held your position, lost or gained positions. I love that. We just got some screenshots which I'm sure you've already seen if you follow any F1 2015 news. It's a bit of a reminder to me basically that we need to wrap up in the next couple of minutes, well, minute or so. So far this game's looking very promising. This game has a variety of features. It's sort of like an F1 2010 and F1 2014 game with much better graphics. So I'm quite excited about that prospect. This is a screenshot. You can see there's an awful lot of stuff going on. I don't know, maybe the further back you get, hopefully the more sort of the more you'll see, because we've actually only seen the top 2 drivers or something where they've had these screenshots. And the drivers also look incredibly detailed, like Daniel Ricciardo. You can see it's definitely Daniel Ricciardo without even needing to know anything about, well, as long as you know what he looks like, that's definitely Daniel Ricciardo. Anyway guys, I've been Hamish, and I hope you've enjoyed this Insight F1 2015. Bye bye.